Hello Internet Allies, how you doing? So, 2019, am I right? Oh my god. So, I'm going to basically be talking about kind of the year I've had, reflecting on it, talking about some of my highlights and my favourite things about this year, and just some overall thoughts and things I've kind of learned both about myself and about life in general, basically. So yeah, here we go. 2019, it's been quite a crazy and eventful year for me, to be perfectly honest. But at least it's not been boring, and at least I can say that it's probably been the best year of my life in terms of personal growth and happiness, to be perfectly honest. And also independence. I feel like this year I've definitely become a lot more independent, especially in terms of traveling and stuff. So, I've been to Dublin twice this year, which was a lot of fun. Never been to Dublin before, and yeah, I really enjoyed Dublin, to be fair. It's really nice, cool little city, even though the weather wasn't great when I went there, so whatever, but you can't read the weather. I also went travelling with my sister because my sister works on a cruise ship, and I visited her for a week on her cruise ship. This is the first time I've ever done that, and it's the first time Becky, my sister, has had anybody on her cruise ship stay with her. I very much enjoyed being on the cruise ship with my sister, and yeah, it probably was one of the highlights of my year as well, to be fair. Again, another holiday and stuff like that. I got it discounted, yay! But yeah, and even though it just went around the UK and Ireland, I still had a really, really good time. I only docked in Jersey, Dublin, Invergordon and Edinburgh, but I still had a really, really good time. I did go to Edinburgh for the Fringe Festival. I watched Friendsicle, which is basically a musical on Friends, the 90s sitcom. It was just a fan-made, meta, kind of taking a mickey out of Friends, which was great. Yeah, I did very much enjoy it. Also, speaking of travelling, this year was the first time I've ever made travelling arrangements for short breaks, independently myself as well, which I feel super proud of. The first time was kind of going on a short break to London with my friend Josh. We went to Summer in the City and just kind of saw stuff in London, which was great. I've also even booked a holiday to New York with my friend Kieran, which I am so super excited about. I just cannot contain my excitement for how excited I am for New York. There's so much I really want to do there. And that's going to be in the new year, so I'm really, really, really excited about that. And yeah, and I just feel like it's a huge achievement, really, because first of all, it's my first time planning a holiday going abroad with a friend as well, which is incredible and stuff, and I do feel really, really proud of that. But I feel like before then, everything was kind of booked through my mum and dad and stuff like that, and most holidays I have been on have been family holidays. I have been abroad with friends and peers in the past. When I was at college, we went to Rome, we went to Paris, but yeah, that was all booked through college, university, etc. And they were all educational visits, even though the Rome one did feel more like a holiday, but that's by the by. Another huge achievement for me this year is that I've actually started hanging out with more people socially as well. For example, my friend Jodie, before this year, we probably only really worked together, and it was kind of more of a work relationship, but we were still kind of friendly towards each other. But yeah, it's kind of nice that we've had a few times where we've hung out socially, and it's been a lot of fun. So another friend I've started hanging out with more socially this year is Kieran. And yeah, we got on really, really well. He's basically like me, but Irish. Last year, we sort of, subscribed to each other's YouTube channels, and we followed each other on social media. But this year, was kind of the first time we started hanging out. It's great because we both love musicals as well. Yeah, it's kind of strange that the last time I met up with him, we saw Waitress. The first time I ever met him in person was when we went to see The Lion King. I've actually seen a couple more musicals as well with my family as well and stuff like that, such as Aladdin, and Mary Poppins. They were both really, really fun. You know, I feel like, yeah, this year has been really good for like musicals as well. I'd also like to think I've been doing well with developing my videography business as well. I filmed my first paid wedding, which is incredible, and it's kind of nice that, you know, I have been able to do that like full time without having to rely on like another job so far. I mean, things have kind of slowed down because it's like the end of the year, but I'd still feel like optimistic that things will pick up again in the new year. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's had its struggles as well, to be honest, but you know, it's what I really love doing, and it's great when I hear great feedback from my work as well. And yeah, it's just really, really nice that I do get to basically make films for a living, make fun, feel-good films for a living. Yeah, woo! So another huge thing that's happened in my life this year is that I came out as pansexual. So even though I'm not overly comfortable talking about my sexuality, still, especially to people I don't really know that well, I still feel like coming out has given me a lot more freedom, and a lot more freedom to basically be myself and to unapologetically find anybody attractive regardless of their gender. So this year was the first ever time I developed proper romantic feelings for somebody, and this has been on my mind an awful lot this year. I can't stress enough how much this has been on my mind. I mean, barely a day goes by without me thinking about these romantic feelings, and I even gathered the courage to actually tell the person in question how I felt about them, which really kind of surprised me, to be perfectly honest. Thankfully, this person was really cool with me telling them how I felt about them, and I feel like at the time I didn't necessarily ask them out because I feel like neither of us were really in a right place to really commit to a proper relationship. However, it still felt really, really good, me getting these feelings off my chest and letting this person know how I felt about them. And I'm so glad that they were really cool with it, and yeah, we'll just see what happens in the future. So a couple of life lessons that have rung really, really true this year for me have been the value of persistence, so not giving up on the things and people you care about and what you believe in as well. Another thing I've reminded myself of this year is the importance of gratitude as well. So being grateful for the things I have, and I feel like I'm a lot more grateful now than I ever have been of the things I've got in my life. You know, for example, my family, you know, a loving, supportive family who will do anything for me, which, you know, I'm super grateful for. You know, I feel like my family's been, you know, the one constant in my life. I've also come to realise that people show gratitude in different ways as well. So some people, you know, do shout their gratitude from the rooftops, and some people do go out of the way to let people know that they're grateful for the things they have. I've also realised that some people are quite understated with their gratitude as well. So, you know, it could be something as simple as, you know, them just saying like, thank you for you doing a simple favour for them. And that basically just means that they're still grateful, and they're still grateful for you being in their life. I think my dad's helped me to realise this, because I feel like he's one of those people who, yeah, he doesn't really sort of pick up on things unless you directly tell him. I've also noticed this year that even though I still feel like I do take loads more after my mum, I have noticed a lot more similarities between me and my dad. I mean, before I thought it was just stubbornness and hair volume, but I do notice that we're both quite affectionate as well, and I feel like we both like communication, and, you know, for people to be like direct with us, and for people to like let us both know exactly what's going on and stuff. So I've kind of noticed those kind of similarities between us. So yeah, 2019 has probably been the best year of my life, but I can still see myself like looking back at this year and thinking that this year was quite stressful in areas as well. However, I'm definitely happier now than I was this time last year, this time a couple of years ago. You know, yeah, basically happiest I've ever been, basically. So let's leave it at that. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know in the comments what your favourite moments of 2019 were. And keep smiling, and I'll see you next time. Bye!